everybody. I'm Jeff Wise, and I'm your host of the Fan Spot, along with Dre Tucker and Chad Allen. And today we're going to be covering the Dallas Cowboys. And as I said to you last week, I'm sure you guys all understand that we're all Cowboy fans here on the set. So this week we're not going to talk much about the Redskins. In fact, you know what? We're not going to talk about the Redskins or the Eagles at all. I'm sure that everybody out there that watched Sunday's game would probably understand the reason why we would be eager to get into our discussion about the Cowboys in this segment. So again, this is segment 8. This is episode 8, season 1. And for those of you who are just catching up with us, if you've had the opportunity to go back and review some of the other videos, and you're looking for videos 2 through 5, and you can't find them, the reason is because those videos don't exist. We didn't have the opportunity to record that at that time. So the reason that we're still going with episodes, we're trying to make sure that the episodes are keeping up with the week so that everything matches, so when you watch the videos, you'll know what you're looking at. So anyway, getting right into it, the Cowboys, Giants, Sunday night, it's just like it's always been, an exciting game. The Cowboys get down by 23 points. They show resiliency. They claw their way back into this game. I mean, they play like absolute champions. And they lose literally by a fingertip. You know, Chad, I tell you, it's funny because in the last segment, you made the comment. You said, it's not that I don't believe in the Cowboys. It's just the boneheaded stuff that happens in their games. And I have to admit, you're right. Sunday's game was everything encompassing anything and everything that has ever gone wrong with the Cowboys.
And like I said before, you know, I even said that last week where, you know, I do have confidence in the Cowboys, but the thing is just that, again, they'll find a way to lose a game. And what I really mean by that is just that, okay, it's you know, the interceptions. That just puts a burden on everything. That just puts a burden on our defense. And that just makes everything just more difficult to try to get back into the game. I mean, I understand that the Cowboys, they fought back to get back into the game, but you end up losing anyway because of the, you know, it's just the turnovers and just the inconsistency. And we were just like, you know, just fighting an uphill battle with the interceptions.
Right.
Yeah, the uphill climb, man, itself. Yeah, that in itself, man. You fall back, you were 23 down. That Pierre Paul interception really put us in a situation, in a hole.
Definitely. And that's the thing, you know.
It's a difference being down 16-0 and 23-0.
You know what? I guess I totally understand what you're saying, but I guess the thing is if it's like the Cowboys invent new ways to lose games.
Oh,
they come up with
You know,
stuff.
it's
I'm
like they
telling
invent
you.
new ways to lose
They
games. I mean,
come-
because even being down by 23 points, the thing is you still put yourselves in the position where, for the most part, going in the fourth quarter of this game, it's 0-0. You got a chance to win this game. That's right.
What did I say? When we were going in the fourth, it was 24-23. What did I say? I said it's 0-0.
It's 0-0. Right.
So-
You have a chance to put these guys away. And so then we move the ball a little bit, we get a turnover, they kick a field goal. It happens again. They kick another field goal. And then you're sitting there thinking, wow, we're down by 6 points. And even at that time, I said in all my heart, man, I said to myself, you know what? Dallas isn't going to lose this game. I'm looking at the energy that they have, and it just seemed like that, although they still made some of those mistakes at the end of the game, the momentum was still going in their direction.
And that's the thing, whereas, okay, the momentum was with us, but I mean, you still have to be able to execute. You know, you still have to be able to make the simple plays.
Absolutely.
Okay, the 2nd and 1. I mean, I'm like, where's Tony Romo throwing the ball at? I mean, you know, that's a simple pitch and catch. You know, it just make it difficult.
Right.
You know.
Right.
2nd and 1, you're doing a fade
Yeah.
to Ogletree, who hasn't been involved all day.
Right.
And what did I say about it? And, I mean, you know what? I'm not gonna pick on Ogletree, not yet. But I got.
But I will pick on that Ben Cosley or whoever that
Cole
Beasley. I will pick on him.
We didn't
though.
have the chance to put him in.
I am going to pick on him.
We didn't put him in the offensive lineup. So we still need to see what's going to happen with this kid. And you know what? And I'm swearing by it. And I'm telling you, the difference between him and Ogletree is Beasley is a route runner. I'm telling you, this kid comes from a school where that's what they do. They run routes. They teach these guys how to run routes. I mean, granted, like I said before, he's a small guy, but I still feel like that he will give you in that slot position what Jason Witten gives you as a tight end. And the reason is because I'm telling you, he's always going to find a way to be open. That's the thing about Beasley.
The problem when you keep bringing up Cole Beasley, you using the wrong names.
Yeah.
Jason Witten, Cole Beasley.
Yeah, but what I'm saying,
Last week it was Wes Welker.
Yeah, you know.
Cole Beasley is an unknown.
And the thing is that, you know, Cole Beasley, I mean, it's obvious that they don't see what they see in Kevin Ogletree. Otherwise, I think he would be in the lineup. I mean, okay, they got him on kick return, and they got him pretty much involved a little bit, but it's just something that they just don't see in him. I mean, yeah, give him a try, put him out there. But the thing is just that obviously they know something that we don't, but I can't really give them the benefit of the doubt either.
Well, I guess what my question becomes is, with your slot receiver, how can it be any worse?
Well, can
And I guess that's the only thing I can really think is how can it be any worse? Because I feel like that Kevin Ogletree is simply taking up space in our 11 man lineup on our offense. I think that he's just taking up a spot.
Can I ask you gentlemen a question? Do you think we can win with Tony Romo and Jason Garrett? I'm talking about these two men, because ultimately they're the head of our team.
These two together, I have my doubts, and my doubts is very high. Just only because we've seen what I think is all we're going to get out of them. You know what I'm saying? And as far as Tony Romo's concerned, I'm thinking that this is all we're going to get. You know? Okay, you can run the stats up. You can run, the stats. He has stats. But I just think that, Tony Romo, he's running his course. And I said before the season started, I said, Jerry Jones better not do that $100 million extension. They better hold up on that. My thing is that you want to wait on that. And even if he's even worthy of $100 million, because me personally, I just think this is all we're going to get out of Tony Romo.
Only reason I'm asking this question, I'm not trying to. My thing is, if you're looking at Jason Garrett, he's making a lot of bad coaching decisions as far as clock management, plays that he's calling in crucial situations. I mean, he's learning. I mean, he's learning on the fly, but every week we're just getting the same thing.
Right.
We're getting the same story. We got to do this better. We got to do that. But we're still turning the ball over week in and week out.
And we know what you got to do. We know you got to play together. We know that you got to execute. We know this thing. We know this.
The snake that's biting the Cowboys is themselves.
Well, you know what? And
that's the snake that they're being bit.
You know what? And that right there is it. Because even when I watched that game on Sunday, I tell you, there was no doubt in my mind as to whether the Giants would lose that game. I'm looking at it, and even at the beginning when everything just looked like it was going out of hand, and it was one of those situations where you start thinking back to, the Bears game, or you think back to the Eagles 44-6 game. You start thinking like that at first, but then as I'm watching this game, I said, you know what? That's not what's going to happen here. The Cowboys are going to get back into this game.
I mean, he even called it. He even, during the game, we were watching the game, he was like, this is going to be his biggest comeback of his career. And I
felt the same way.
I
believed it too. I did.
But you can just tell late in the game where it was just, you just had that feeling where, here we go again.
Yeah, because even though we brought it back, Eli had a rough day. I mean, it's no way you lose a game. You win a game when you turn the ball over 6 times. What game are you going to win?
But you know what, though?
For us to be in the game was remarkable.
But I'll tell you this here. This is the reason that I didn't think the Giants were going to win this game. And you were saying about Eli, people talk about how clutch he is and all these different things. But the bottom line is this. The Cowboys' defense, I really believed in them. And I said this before this game. I said, you know what? I'll take my defense's options, our number 4 defense, against their second-ranked offense. I'll take those odds. And I also said I'll take our 10th-ranked offense against their 23rd-ranked defense. I'll take those odds. So even when we were down, I really felt that the Cowboys were going to beat these guys. Look at these numbers, man. I mean, let's just look at some of the receiving numbers. Look at the Giants, man. Victor Cruz, what?
2 receptions.
2 receptions for 23 yards. We shut these guys down,
so
man.
when you say that the snake that bit us is ourselves, look, if you're looking at the numbers.
But here's the thing.
You got 300-yard receivers over there.
But you know what?
Jason Witten caught 18 balls.
But
never been done.
But here's the thing. What would this conversation be like right now if Dez Bryant falls down on the ground with his fist balled instead of his hand stretched out? We'd be having a whole new conversation. And the reason that I'm saying that is because the bottom line is, regardless of everything that we did, we still put ourselves in position to win. And these are the kinds of weird little things that I talk about with these Cowboys.
Okay, let's look at
the only reason that we lost was because he simply had his hand open.
No,
Can you believe that?
Look at this stat here. Okay, you talking about our numbers, but look, okay, look at 3 receivers, okay? All of them over 100, but
Absolutely.
None of them have a touchdown catch.
I understand.
So that hurt us because they were chewing up yards.
I understand.
But they weren't getting open for the touchdown.
I understand, but the thing about it is, but the guys that got touchdowns, we got the touchdowns that we needed when we needed them. And so that's the key to the game. See, I don't care whether or not your star guys get the touchdowns. Somebody get the touchdown. It's a team game. I don't care if Romo has to run for a touchdown.
Right.
If your running back has to run for a touchdown.
Right.
If you have to scoot out of the pocket and dump it off to your backup tight end, a touchdown is going to count as a touchdown.
But your playmakers also have to make.
But you know what? But the thing about it is, when you look at those numbers, what that tells me is that our playmakers put us in position to get those touchdowns. Our playmakers set those touchdowns up because
So then once they set them up, then they got to finish.
And here's the thing, and they did finish. These guys really finished. Our defense finished. The reason we didn't win simply was because his hand didn't come down in bounds.
But we can't play by inches. It is
a game of inches,
It
though.
is a game of
Yeah.
inches. But my thing is, again, we're not talking about the first half turnovers, that already put us in the bind. That already overwhelmed the defense. So now we got to really just go all out again. And then this wasn't just, okay, well, late in the game. These are the first picks in the first half. These are picks in the first half. It's just like, you already put us behind the 8 ball. And this is just week in and week out. We just don't know. We know he's going to throw one, but when? You know what I'm saying? But when is he going to throw it? In crucial times, or just like this in the first half, whereas he threw 2 or 3 in the first half.
Really?
And that just put us in the bind.
And 4, he threw 4 interceptions. 2 of them's his fault and 2 of them's.
Right.
Okay,
right.
Dez Bryant, the first pitch started it off.
Yeah.
Dez Bryant was supposed to shoot.
Break underneath the
Right.
safety.
He extended the route
And
then brought it in
right
instead of cutting right in.
Right in.
So, and then as a receiver, you have to break that play up. Once you make a mistake and you notice you made a mistake, okay, what's wrong with you going in there and breaking the play up? Okay, Miles Austin.
You looking and you gotta be defensive back now.
Defensive back.
And he didn't it looked like he was a little turn and twist and turn, but he couldn't really elevate. But you gotta.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. When I looked at that play, let me tell you what makes me question. I wonder if Miles is healthy. I'm really wondering if his legs are healthy because he just seemed kind of awkward. I know exactly which play you're talking about. The ball goes up in the air, and I'll tell you, I've seen Miles on some of those plays in the past that will stretch his body out that could jump up there and go and get the ball. In fact, he did it in the other Giants game. But for some reason, he just seemed kind of awkward trying to get his body around and.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Miles. As far as Miles Austin goes, I don't want to hear no hamstring. I don't want to hear no hamstring injuries because everybody's dinged up, and this issue with staying healthy. I mean, we got DeMarco Murray, Felix Jones. We got Miles Austin. These guys can't stay healthy. These guys can't stay healthy.
Even got hurt the other day.
And
the guy that took over for Sean.
Dan Connor, he got hurt.
Yeah.
And like I said. We asked these guys like Dan Connor step in for Sean Lee. He's expected to do more, and you wind up getting hurt.
I'm looking at our defense, man. He got our defense playing at a different level.
It is a different level. It is a different level.
But we can't keep putting our defense in that position.
Exactly.
But you know what, though?
Exactly.
The thing is,
we can't do it.
The thing is I suspect, and and I probably know what you guys are probably thinking because you hear this from me all the time. But I suspect that before this season is over, and hopefully it's going to happen soon, that this Cowboys offense is going to get it together. Because the truth be told, with the defense playing the way that it is, if this offense catches fire, the NFL is in trouble. And it's as simple as that. I really believe that this team, and I hope that it starts this week. I was looking at our matchup against Atlanta Sunday night, and everybody's talking about Atlanta's flying high. Well, you know what? I'm going to put the same odds out there with this Atlanta game that I put out there last week against the Giants. I like the Cowboys' 7th ranked offense against Atlanta's 20th ranked defense. And I will take our 3rd ranked defense against their 13th ranked offense. I like those odds. I say the Cowboys go into Atlanta. The Cowboys at 3 and 4, they're in trouble. That's the bottom line.
So
they're in trouble. And you know what? And they're going to go into Atlanta on Sunday night. And you know what? And they're going to make a statement. They will make a statement. And the good thing about it is this here. They win this game Sunday night and they get on the roll. It's like I said before, the next 5 of their 7 games, they're going to be playing at home. And they're going to need that. They're going to need that.
But we're not good at home.
Who's home?
Is
it our home?
Is it our home?
It's not about the stadium. What I'm talking about is the fact of traveling. See, when you get toward the end of the season and you get to be at home, you're not doing all this moving around. You guys, you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
That's what I'm talking about. You guys get rest, and that's what we're really going to need.
Well, when teams come to our house, it's not like they coming to, they're not shook.
They're like they coming to the house of pain.
Well, guess what? Well, here's the thing.
It's a toss-up.
And I know what you're saying.
They licking their chops and coming down. We're going to be on the big screen.
Well, guess what? Well, here's the thing. But it's gonna count when you start getting guys beat up at the end of the season. You gotta factor in all of that stuff. Teams traveling around. The Cowboys aren't gonna be traveling that much. My point is we're gonna be a rested team, and that's what's really gonna make the difference.
And they're calling it Jerry's World, though, man. And that's like an attraction. That's not like we're going here to play.
Play football.
This
is.
I want people to come in there I'm gonna give you an honest opinion. Now, Sunday was the first time I seen these fans really get behind this.
I know. I thought the same thing.
This is the first time that these fans really. I felt like it was a home field advantage, but once again we got in the 4th quarter and we let Eli. Even though he didn't do much, that one drive they needed a field goal.
That's when he came through.
He came through and got them down for a field goal.
But you know what? But even in that,
because the first play was to Hicks hadn't been heard from all game, but he caught like a 20-yard pass.
But you know what? But the thing about it, and they did, and they absolutely did. And of course, you got to give other teams credit. I mean, we're still talking about the 2nd-ranked offense. We're still talking about them. But on the other side of that, the point is the defense of the Cowboys.
We're fragile.
Our defense?
Mentally.
Our defense is mentally fragile?
I'm talking about as a team. We're fragile up here when it comes because of our leader. I mean, that's your man. Romo's your man. But that's why we're fragile. Because you as good. Look, okay, we ain't talking about the Redskins, but RG3's a rookie. And his team believes in him. They believe we're going to win this game. They got beat up Sunday.
So you don't think that the Cowboys believe in Tony Romo? You don't think these guys believe in Romo?
They play like he play.
Suspect.
Yeah,
you know what I
they
mean?
play like he
just
play.
He's up and down, but it's just win.
I mean, we ain't gonna find nobody better, so we got to live with him.
Yeah, I mean,
he's too up and down for me. In your last 2 home games, you have thrown 9 interceptions, and you're building.
That's just unheard of.
He's only thrown 2 interceptions in the last 5 meetings against the Giants. He had 13 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. In this game alone, he threw 4. He can't do that to us. I mean,
and then the Sunday night game against Chicago, he threw 5.
You can't do that. And what did you say? We're on prime time. Sunday night, 8:20.
What we say?
We've lost 8 in a row.
Yes, 8 in a row.
And here we are going to the dome with it. Since Matt Ryan's been the quarterback.
And you know what you get when you go in Atlanta.
Listen, Atlanta is not that good. You know what? I'm not sold. I'm serious. I'm not sold.
Atlanta, you wouldn't be.
Well, it's not. You know what? It's not even that.
You're a Cowboys fan.
It's not even that. It's not even that. I look at their gameplay, and what I see is a team that has skated through.
Well, you are what your record is, and obviously they're doing something right.
And here's the thing, but guess what?
So then we're 3 and 4.
And you know what? And every game that we have lost, I would say the games that we've lost, well, at least 2 of the games that we've lost Here's the bottom line. We didn't lose those games. We gave those games.
That's the worst take ever.
That is the worst take ever. It is. You know why?
That is the worst take ever.
You
sound like D'Angelo Hall.
Well, let me explain.
We just gave him the
Well, I'm not saying gave it to him because we wanted to do that.
That's the worst take in sports.
What I'm saying is we have a lot of self-inflicted things that happen with this
That's the
football
stuff
team.
that you gotta fix. But you continue to do it week in and week out.
So okay, they're not self-inflicting themselves. Eagles was what 13-0 coming off the bye. Atlanta going there. I'm thinking that the Phillies gonna show some fight. Like we showed
But I
fight.
told you the Eagles were a mess.
But
I
they
said
didn't-
that.
I thought they
last
were
week.
gonna show some fight.
You called it.
You called it.
And guess what? And the
But
Eagles.
you don't like the Eagles, so I didn't take it. I didn't take it like that.
But you know what? But my opinion about them isn't because I don't like them as a team. It's because I'm looking at them and I'm telling you they are a mess. And the reason is because they're not getting anything out of their offense. They're not getting anything out of their quarterback. Contrary to what people are saying about the Cowboys, the thing about Dallas is in games. We're in games, but
Jeff, that is the worst take in sports. I'm telling you, you don't give nothing away.
I'm not. Listen,
It's
I'm
not like
saying, but
so you're saying, it's not like when D'Angelo Hall was like, well, we just gave them. It's not like they laid down.
I'm definitely not
You know,
saying that.
It's scoreboard, man.
I get that.
Look, it's
I get
scoreboard.
that.
Look
But-
up at it.
But
period.
this is the reason why I say we gave that game
But
away.
look at the stats. That's the point. A normal game for a different team, that's a blowout. You throw for 467, 62 times, and you still come up with an L.
And here's the thing, and you know why?
It was a divisional game.
Simply because we got started late. Our offense didn't get going until
Jeff.
midway. No, seriously, they didn't get going. I mean, come on, you watched the game. They didn't
I
get
know,
going
I watched the
until
game.
midway
It's the
through
Tony
second.
Romo interceptions that killed us.
I got that, and I'm not. I can't. As
And
far as
it's the Felix Jones fumble standing up that killed us.
Felix Jones.
He's killing us.
We need a running.
He's a first round pick.
We need a running.
You run into your lineman, okay, but don't put the ball on the ground.
Well, now wait a minute. Now before the game started, what did I say? Who did I say we needed to put back there at running back? Lance Dunbar. I'm telling you, listen.
Okay, but I still ain't. I never seen him in preseason. I don't even know if this.
I've seen him play.
But
and this is what I was
again. You've been asking a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong, because right now we do need a bona fide running back.
Now watch this.
Period.
You say asking a lot. Guess what? The Redskins started a rookie at quarterback, which is probably the most important position on your offense.
Okay, but they
we
wouldn't
can't
have
start
drafted
one
him if
at
they
running
didn't-
back.
But they didn't
We
draft.
can't start a rookie at running back.
But they wouldn't have
Seriously?
drafted him if they didn't think he was capable of leading the team. Okay,
And my question is,
you can't just.
so then what was the point of us picking up Dunbar? Why would we get that running back?
I'm not saying
This guy,
I'm not saying that you couldn't implement him. Okay, well, just to say he's going to start as a running back, you can't really. Me personally, I wouldn't do that, only because it's just that he's a rookie, and then you're just asking him, just to take him out of his comfort zone. Okay, he would be like, okay, backing up Felix Jones. Okay, I can come in and do my little spurts and all that, but now maybe next week it's like, look, okay, hey, we got you in, we're gonna use you. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I mean,
But like we always say, if he was doing the qualified things to get on that field, I mean, because you got Felix Jones that's not giving us anything.
nothing,
Nothing.
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 I mean, we can give him a look. We can give him a look.
But now we get
but
into the
okay,
chief of
we
the
had
season.
And you know
we
what?
had Tashard Choice. We had Tashard Choice. Felix
Barber.
Jones. Well, and it just okay when it's your time. And then we've been burned by this before.
Yeah.
But you got to remember, Felix would split carries with who?
Marion Barber.
When he was in college.
He was Marion
Darren-
Barber.
Darren McFadden.
McFadden. He's
Well,
split
Darren
carries-
McFadden,
he
But
split
he
carries.
looked good because of Darren.
And this is what I'm
McFadden.
saying. So my thing is he's not your every down back.
No,
He
that's
never
what
was your every down
He
back.
proclaimed that to be that, and then
He's
we
not.
anointed him that.
And-
That's why we drafted him. We anointed him that. And then
He's
from
not
day
that.
one, he's not no every down back.
not.
Only because
He's
he
a third
stay
down
hurt.
back.
He
Right.
stays hurt.
Right.
And you can't get the ball 20, 25 times a game in the NFL, and if you wind up, you just can't.
He's a third down
He's
back.
not durable enough.
Third down.
He's not
Felix
durable
Jones is
enough.
third down.
Because we had opportunity. Okay, go
All right,
ahead.
we're gonna take a quick break as we're about 25 minutes in, and as you can see that this discussion is
That's
getting,
a quick 25 minutes.
There
too.
was a quick 25 minutes, but
Quick
this discussion is
We
getting
talking
pretty
about these
heavy.
Cowboys.
Yeah, and it is a lot
And I'm
to talk
sick.
about. I'm sick too. So we'll be right back. We'll come back and we'll finish up the segment of the fan spot. Okay, I'd like to welcome you back to the last segment of the fan spot. I'm Jeff Wise, your host, along with Dre Tucker and Chad Allen. And we were talking about the Cowboys and Sunday's game and where the Cowboys are going from here. You were just making the comment that we're halfway through the season. And so far, I'll be honest with you, I'm really not sure what to make of the Cowboys because I see so much potential with this team. I see them being able to do so many things. When I watched Sunday was like the game. It felt like
teasing us.
It was the game.
Teasing
It was
us,
the game.
knowing what we're capable of doing.
Absolutely.
And I'm
Absolutely.
sure I'm not the only Cowboy fan that feels that way. I know when Tony Romo was distributing the ball, just giving everybody an opportunity to score. It's just like this is what we've been waiting for. But the end result, it's the end result.
You know what?
You called it.
But you know what? But I tell you something. It was interesting the point that you had brought out when you were saying, how the stadium, the fans in the stadium was as loud as I've ever heard them since they opened that stadium. And I mean, I'm watching this game, man, and I'm getting chills sitting there thinking to myself, listening to these fans, man. These fans are really believing in these Cowboys today. Now the only thing that needs to happen is the Cowboys just need to believe in themselves. And it seemed like they did. I mean, it's always
There's
something.
4 plays in every game you gotta make. And it was a crucial situation.
Mm-hmm.
2nd and 1. We're driving. Okay, it seemed like a little something at a time that didn't matter. But when he threw the ball to Witten and he throws it out of bounds, that was insignificant. Just put it on him, get the first down. I don't know what you got to do there. You can run. Let's make it a 2-way go. Spread it out.
Right.
5 wides.
Right.
Open up some holes so you can get that first down. We put ourselves in a hole. Then on 4th and 1, we just look clueless. What we running?
Yeah.
What play were we running?
Like the last 4th and 1 play.
No, the last 3 plays of
Or
that
the last
series.
3 plays of that
We
series.
only needed 1 yard.
Yeah.
You telling
Yeah.
me as an NFL, you cannot line up, bust these guys in the mouth and get 1 yard?
Yeah,
A chain link.
I agree.
But you know what though? But I guess the thing about it is when you look at it, you kind of understand the reason why they didn't do it. Because here's why. Because they didn't waste any timeouts either. They really believed in their defense. They really believed, you know what, if we don't get this here, we'll get the ball back and we'll have a chance. And guess what? And the defense delivered.
But see,
the
that's
defense
You
absolutely
know what?
delivered. They did.
When you say that, I believe Jason Garrett is believing that, but that's not what you need to do.
But isn't that what
You know
happened?
I'm
But
saying?
isn't that what happened? That's exactly what happened.
Kind of, sort of, but if
It's no kind of sort of. Think about this here. The Cowboys didn't get that 1 yard. They get the ball back to the Giants. The Giants go 3 and out on everything the Giants tried. We called a timeout.
Right.
And we were still, after that, no timeouts, we're still able to move the ball down the field, get in position. He puts the ball up there to Daz. Daz is a playmaker. He goes up and he gets the ball. The only difference is his fingers come down out of bounds. And I think that that's the thing about all of this that kills me, is the fact that it was simply because, I know the play call was right. I understand, people are, talking about Daz and, how inconsistent he is and they need to bench him and why is he on the field? Let me tell you why Daz is on the field. Because that last play, when he went up there and got the ball, you explained to me one other receiver that we have on our team. Or matter of fact, how many receivers do you know in the league that can go up and make that catch? And that's why Daz is on the field.
He's in his 3rd year, right?
Right.
And he's still inconsistent. And that's where the question is coming in.
But see, I feel like
That's where the question is coming in because he's in his third year, and certain mistakes that he's making, running wrong routes and that stuff, you shouldn't be doing it.
You shouldn't be.
You shouldn't still be. Because to me, he played better in his first year than he's played since.
Well, but see,
and I've seen more hunger from him, man.
But you know what? See, I don't see that. I see Daz. You know what? I see Daz constantly trying to make plays. That's what I see. And I see him always trying to make something happen.
Yeah, you're right. But the thing is, again, I even said that too because you've seen where he turned the ball over, went on the punt return, he muffed the punt. I mean, you know, he want to make something happen on every play. You don't have to make every play. You can't go for a home run every play.
But you know what?
Okay,
but
make the catch, get some yardage, and move on.
But look at this team. I mean, if you play for the Cowboys, the kind of stuff that happens to this team, wouldn't you want to make a play too?
But that's true. That's
true. That's why I understand
where he's prone to make a lot of mistakes only because he's just that amped up. He's just that. I mean, I like that. I like that aggressiveness. But the thing is that when you're too aggressive, that's when you start making mistakes.
He needs to learn how to settle his emotions.
Let the game come to him.
I agree with that.
You know, his emotions. I mean, because he's a talented player.
He is a talented player.
We're waiting on something. I mean, he's in his third year, so we'll see where he goes from here. I mean, he's still making some rookie mistakes, but I mean, he's a phenomenal talent. I mean, can we get somebody to play with him then?
So let me ask you a question. So I guess I've been kind of replaying this in my head as well. I look at this particular group of Cowboys, and the question is even though we know individually they're talented, but are they good as a team? And I think that's a question that needs to be, and the reason that I'm asking that question is because you have to think, as much talent as they have, explain to me why the same results keep happening with this team.
It's just a cohesive.
It's so weird. It's the strangest thing, though.
I just think
no one steps up and makes plays.
I don't know if it's that. It's that.
I just think that at times, you know, I wouldn't say at times. I think just the mentality. They don't have that killer instinct. They don't have that. You know, okay, well, we got you where we want you, and you're not coming back. We're not going to make these mistakes to get you guys back in the game. You know, there's no go for the jugular. It's always like, well, okay, well, we'll give them the ball back. We'll play field position. No, because too many times throughout the years, that comes back to bite us. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is that when you have a team down, you step on the throat. There's no coming back. There's none of that. And I haven't seen that yet. And it's been quite a few years since we've seen that.
Last 10 years, what is our record? 99 and 100. So that tells you.
So you telling me for the last 10 years we've been a 500 team?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we've had an exceptional 13 and 3, but then we've had 5 and 11, 6 and 10. Yeah. You know, we had those type of seasons mixed in with 9 and 7s, 8 and 8s.
So back-to-back 8 and 8s. Didn't make the playoffs. You know, got one playoff win and
last week we would have been even if we would have won.
99 and 99, right?
We'd have been 100 and 99. I mean, that tells you right there, that's a 500 ball club. So what we're getting, we got to shake that mentality.
And for the money that Jerry Jones is spilling out, it doesn't add up. No. It does not add up. And the amount of money that these guys is making, you know, and it's just like a lot of fans say, just underachieve. It's just like if you can collectively get these guys just to play hungry, you know, everybody play hungry. I mean, you know, who knows?
But you know, play the same way we played in the second half against the Giants.
But that's the
Bring
thing,
that out every week.
That they do that. I do feel like that they actually. I think they play hard. I think they play hungry. I just think that there's something else that's going on with this team, and you know what? And I think it's something mental. You know, not saying that they're crazy, but I'm saying it's something mentally. They're not getting over blocks. They're not being able to shake things off in their mind and in their emotions when they go out there on the field. Like we're talking about, you know, Dez Bryant. Let's say, you know, in a part of the game where we need you to protect the ball the most on a punt, you fumble the ball because you're trying to make a play. I get that. I get you trying to make a play. But even still, the thing is that's 3 points that the Giants shouldn't have. You know, the Felix Jones fumble. You know, you running through the hole, your guy gets stood up, and you're not thinking about securing the ball. Every running back knows that when you're going through a hole, that you should always put that ball
but you
up
can't
high and tight to your chest.
You can't. You can't teach that. You thinking as a fan that they're professionals that you're saying, okay, he knows what to do. You know what I'm saying? He's been playing football all his life. So when you get out there into that situation, it's just the lapse. The lapse of concentration. That's just simple.
So can we say then that the reason that this is happening is because the head coach isn't putting enough emphasis on details?
Well,
because it seems like that it's all right. It seems like it's always the little details that happens with this team that
6 turnovers. So who wins? How many games you going to win with 6 turnovers?
With 6 turnovers, it just won't happen. In fact, you know what?
How are you going to be? They were closer than they should have been with 6 turnovers. So you cannot keep saying, I'm going to put my defense out here and we're going to hold them to 3. We can't keep doing it because it's not going to happen that way.
Well, let me ask you a question. After watching that game, can you honestly say that even with 6 turnovers, that the fact that the Cowboys were able to make it a game and do what they did, would you say that the Cowboys are probably better than the Giants?
There's no more victories, Jeff.
I understand what
there's no more victories.
No. Listen.
All I'm saying.
Listen. The reason that I'm saying this is because if the Cowboys mind their P's and Q's and get themselves back on point and get them just listen where I'm getting ready to go with this. And listen and they get themselves in the position to get into the tournament at the end of the season. If for any reason the Cowboys and the Giants are matched up again, do you have confidence that the Cowboys can beat them?
The thing is,
I'm
always going to have confidence.
Any team we play,
in the
NFC East.
But the reason that I'm talking about the Giants in particular is because the Giants have ended our playoff hopes for 2 seasons, and both of those seasons they went on to win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And so when I look at the Cowboys and I look at how they played the Giants last year, when I look at how they played the Giants in that 2007 season, I felt like that the Cowboys were better than them then.
Self-inflicted wounds.
And everything was self-inflicted. And so what I see is if the Cowboys can get themselves back in the position, the bottom line is the Giants are the Super Bowl champs. I suspect that they're going to be there at the end of the season. And honestly, after watching Sunday's game, and maybe I'm getting a little too personal here, but I'd like another crack at the Giants. I really would. I would like another shot at them.
Well, we got to handle what we need to handle.
And you know what?
And that's going to start out with the Atlanta game.
And you know what?
So,
and guess what?
Okay,
and I guarantee
we can't look to what we won.
You're right.
We got to,
We're 2.5 games behind it.
Yeah, we got to worry about it.
We only would be 1 game down with 2 in the hand if we win something.
Yeah, we can't worry about what the Giants is going or what we want. We want the Giants. Now, we got to concentrate on Atlanta. Now, the thing is that this is just like crunch time here.
Yeah, it is.
We're half of the
What
season.
is it, 3 and 4?
Crunch
So
time.
you figure, okay.
3 and 4.
This week will be halfway point. So we're 3 and 4. We're 8 games after this week. So what's realistically, what do we have to do in the second half to make the playoffs? Because think about it. We already got 4 losses.
Right.
So you're not going to lose more than, because there's a couple teams we got to jump over as well if we want to get in the tournament.
And we can't afford to
So
lose.
we got to hope things go our way as far as that's concerned.
And again, by you saying we got to hope for other people to do, we need to handle what we need to handle. We can't worry about what they can help us out by doing.
So,
and that's what we've been counting on for the last 4 or 5 years, and we always been getting burnt.
That's what I said.
Handle what we need to handle. Beat the team that you're supposed to beat. Don't beat yourself. Win these games, and the rest will take care of itself. You know what I'm saying?
So right now, even if you go 6 and 2 in the second half, that's 10 wins.
That's 10
if
wins.
you win, but based on the game that's
right
coming up.
now, right now.
But if you go from now, 6 wins only give you 9.
Right.
So you got to find a way to win that last game.
And like I said, it comes
the
back.
difference between 9 and 7 or 10 and 6.
Yeah.
And I don't think 9 and 7 this year
is going to get you in. And the thing is now,
unless you win the NFC East with 9 and 7, and the Giants are well on their way.
And you know what? And I totally agree with what you're saying, because especially when you think about a team like Seattle in the NFC that we lost to,
They're
see,
4-4.
right, and see a team like Seattle will end up finishing the season at 9-7, and they'll be the reason that we don't get in.
But that's the thing.
And I understand what you're saying. So we got to do better than
and
that.
it's
We
been-
can't afford to
Cardinals are
lose.
4-4.
Right, we can't afford to lose more than 2 more games. That's the bottom line.
Right,
That's the bottom line.
and again, and it's just like, year after year after year, we always depending on what another team needs to do to help us out
Right.
instead of doing what we need to do throughout the season. Each game is a playoff game, as far as I'm concerned.
I agree.
The Chicago game, you can go back to those 5 picks, and just the Seattle game. You took Russell Wilson you should have made him as a rookie. They didn't really know anything about him, but we
Right.
knew he was a rookie. You make him feel like
What
a rookie.
disappoints me about now that you say that, what disappoints me now thinking back to the Russell Wilson game.
No, he's having a
The
bad
way,
season.
the way we played against Cam Newton, and you would say Cam Newton is more
Get polished.
he
More
can
in
get away,
tune.
but his
Yeah.
escape abilities far more, and we
Yeah.
held him down.
Right.
But you know what though? But in Seattle's defense though, they have a much better defense
Yeah, they do.
than Carolina.
Yeah, they do, but again,
And you know
we
what? I'm
still
gonna
were able to move the ball.
But you know what?
Drops here, drops here,
But you
drops
know-
there.
And you know
But
what?
he
You're
dropped
right.
3 passes.
And you're
He's just
absolutely,
coming
you're
back
absolutely
off
right.
injury.
And see, that was a game that we actually spotted the Seahawks 10 points, if you remember. The fumble at the very beginning of the game.
But the injuries,
By
But Whitten
Felix
was still
Jones.
injured.
Right. Felix Jones was injured as well. He fumbles the ball at the beginning of the game, give the Seattle Seahawks 3 points out of that. And then the very next play when we went to punt, that gets blocked and gets run in for a touchdown. So we spotted them 10 points in the first 3 minutes of the game. And you sitting there thinking, and I don't think that the Cowboys really understood what kind of defense that Seattle had. And they caught us off guard, and they punched us in the mouth, and they beat us in the ground.
That,
And
like you said, that Seattle, those turnovers within, 10-minute span? Less than a 10-minute
less
span?
than 2 minutes.
Just last week, in a 15-minute span, he threw 3 interceptions. It's the stuff that we do to ourselves.
Absolutely.
It's the stuff that we do to ourselves
and it
that
doesn't
puts
matter
us
whose
behind
fault.
the 8
It doesn't
ball.
matter whose fault it is.
It doesn't matter. It's
It's a
still
mistake.
it's a
It's
mistake,
collective.
and it's week after week after week.
Tony Romo has 13 interceptions. He only threw 10 all last year. So that tells you he's either pressing, or they're pressing as an offense, and they're making mistakes, or he's not reading something correctly. Something's
And
wrong.
I'm gonna take the latter on that. And the fact of the matter is that you're still making those mistakes like your 3rd or 4th year as a starter. And again, I've always said, okay, the first pick when Brown caught the interception, you're still throwing in triple cutting. Where are you looking? Where are you throwing the ball to? Live for another down. I mean, I honestly say, you're trying to make a play, but holy we already knew he was gonna throw a pick.
Right.
And that's
right,
bad.
right.
And that's bad to be
That's
saying
bad that we have to accept.
We have to accept
Okay,
that.
this is, but see the difference between, it's a difference between, because now they always say compare him to Brett Favre.
Can't.
He's no Brett Favre.
He can't.
Because Brett Favre made those mistakes where Brett Favre would lead that team down the field to end the game and win it.
Yeah.
But you know what? But see, that's just it. And I feel like that's what happened on Sunday. He did lead the team down the field to win it. The problem
In
was,
this particular game.
and the problem is our receiver just incidentally
In this
didn't come
particular
down.
game.
Right, and you're right. But I'm
Okay,
just saying.
well-
I'm just saying. I can only go by. I'm just looking at what just happened in the last performance, and in that last performance, they did exactly that. The issue is the receiver simply didn't come down with the
It's
ball.
not all him.
So
it's
no,
not
it's not
all
him.
him, but I'm
I
just
see where you
tired-
going.
I'm
I
just
see where you
tired
going. I'm just.
of-
It's like, are you
Every-
kidding me?
every-
Every week, are you
every week
kidding me?
You're in question.
Yeah.
It's not your fault, but you always part of the discussion.
Right.
Take yourself out of the equation. If we lose to the Falcons, let it not be your fault.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
So what?
Go 5 touchdowns
They
and
still lose. I can
okay,
accept that.
go 5 picks and lose on a field goal.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Look, I can't accept that either, though, man.
No,
I'm accepting it.
You're not gonna accept it, but
That would be a new
Romo,
way.
It's a whole lot
take
better.
your
That would be
name
us
out.
inventing a new way way to lose a game.
Well, that's
throw
true,
5 touchdowns and you still lose. I mean,
week after week, it's like, what did he do?
I'm just like,
To incorporate us
it's
losing.
always because, okay, take the press, they jumping on you. You're one of the most scrutinized quarterbacks in the league, but you're helping them. You're giving them something to talk about. Like, okay, we played 3 downs with 1 yard to go, and then you run 50 yards back and still throw the ball. You might as well have threw it away.
Yeah. I would rather you threw it away and we would have guessed maybe
Somebody was open. But
don't end it on the pick.
you just dash. I'm sitting there. I mean, you got the boy coming up with Giants gear on, talking smack. I'm like, we got this. I said, I even walked over to him and said, let me see where you watching the game. Let me see how you see it.
Yeah.
I'm standing beside, started him talking because I know we going in.
yeah.
I'm like, let me see where you see it from.
Yeah, right?
And he throws the pick. I'm like,
Oh
see
man,
what you're looking at.
killing me. And
let
the
me
thing is,
ease on
it's-
back over here.
It's like that. It's like that 4th and 1 play. You mean to tell me you didn't have no other play drawn up,
A screen.
a screen or something that you got to run backwards? Come on, man. That's what I'm talking about.
You ran a 1 yard out. You ran a 1 yard in on Baltimore. You ain't got that.
So what happened? So
Crazy.
what happened Sunday night? What's going on Sunday night? Where
Oh man.
are we gonna?
I mean, I got faith in
I got faith in
I
my
got
boys,
faith.
man.
Can I make a real bold prediction?
Oh.
We don't want your.
You don't want a bold prediction?
Go ahead.
I mean,
Hey,
I'm gonna make a
you
bold.
do what you gotta
I'm gonna
do.
make a bold
Because
prediction.
your bold predictions are bold.
They are bold.
Well, you know what? I mean, I'd say this here after
I
seeing.
mean, I want to hear a Cowboy
After-
fan realistic prediction.
Well, after seeing what I saw on Sunday, Cowboys go into Atlanta. Cowboys win 30-20.
And guess what? On that prediction, I'm gonna tell you how the Cowboys win. You gotta start fast.
And
You gotta put Matt Ryan
you know what?
in the trail
I was
position.
gonna say I absolutely agree with that.
Because
But-
now I watched him in trail position, and he's ordinary.
And then you're right, and that's exactly my
So-
point. And the Cowboys do need to start fast. And you know what? I think that starting fast against Atlanta is going to have to be defensively.
Well, like you said, you mentioned before that that we need to start getting some defensive touchdowns, some defensive turnover touchdowns. Like some pick sixes, and
Right.
things like that. But my
Jump
thing is,
some routes.
but my thing is that okay, let's say for instance we do jump out on them.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot sit on a 10-point lead on the road.
But you know what? I'll tell you this here, and I know exactly what you're saying, but keep this in mind. This defense this year is not going to do that.
No,
I don't
I'm
see it.
saying
I don't see it.
I'm saying if we jump out
Offensively.
offensively, if we jump out,
But here's the thing.
we cannot let up on the gas.
I understand what you're saying.
You can't
you're
let
saying,
them back in the
you're
game.
saying right. You're saying that the offense
You still
can't
gotta
just
score points,
Right. I got
regardless.
what you're saying.
No field goals.
I got what you're saying.
If we on the goal line or we 5 yards out from scoring, you can't just settle for a field
Right.
goal.
'Cause
This is what I'm saying. You
They
gotta have
play
that killer
You're right.
instinct.
You're right.
Because
They
a turnover
play
here, a muff punt, or we'll find a way to get them back in the game.
I don't think
And
the
we're on the
running game
road.
is as strong as it used to be when Turner first went there.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a couple secondary guys that come in and get out as good in space.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we got to get out fast and put the ball in Matt Ryan's hands. I'll take my defense's chances with Matt Ryan having to throw the ball 30, 40 times. He's good as far as 20 to 25 throws.
Right.
But if you force him up into the 30, 40 throw range, I like our chances a lot better. So I'm taking the Cowboys by 3. 30-27.
30-27.
I'm gonna take the Cowboys, of course. I'm definitely gonna do that. I would like to say maybe I think it's gonna be kind of a dogfight a little bit, but I think ultimately if we do what we need to do, I'll say 27-20 Cowboys.
27.
Yeah, last week's game was a barometer. I mean, because remember, when the Giants went to the Super Bowl, when they played the Patriots the first time in 07, it was a barometer game. So you see what you're made of.
That's right.
And if you feel like, in your mind, all you got to do, if we can play like this with the Giants, because I feel like they're, if not the best, I'm going to say they're the best team in the NFC. in the NFC.
Most complete
I'm gonna
team.
say
I
the
agree
most
with
complete
that.
team
I agree
because
with that.
okay, the 49ers, they're mentally in their heads.
You're right.
They're mentally in Green Bay's heads.
And we
Just
talk
like
And those
they-
are the
just
those
like
are
they're
the
mentally
two top,
in our heads at
yeah,
home.
Those are the two top teams. Those are the two top teams in
We didn't get a chance
NFC.
to talk about the home part of it, but we kind of running out of time here because we're.
Yeah, they're like I said, they're in the Green Bay Packers and the 49ers are the two top teams that the Giants are in both of their heads. So we showed the Giants we can play with you, but we gotta stop self-inflicting ourselves. And that's
That's what it is. Okay, so we are out of time here. We hope you enjoyed this segment of the Fan Spot. We didn't get a chance to talk about the home games against the Giants and how now we're 0-4 against them in our new
yeah,
stadium.
we gotta wait till next season.
We gotta
Jerry
wait till
Jones,
next
keep
season.
your mouth shut.
Yeah, that hurt us a lot.
You can't put us out there like that.
That
Keep
hurts.
your mouth shut.
Because the Giants play off of stuff like that.
They do. They do.
And good looking to my boy Rick up in Boston. That's my man.
Yeah, I
Regardless,
know, it's funny
that's
because
my
you
man.
said that message.
And I'm gonna say one thing before we go. Happy birthday, Chad.
That's alright, okay. Okay,
All right,
that's
but this is
what's up.
the end of this segment of the Fan Spot. We hope you enjoyed and tune in to us next week, and we're going to be talking about the Cowboys Atlanta game. Actually, I'm thinking that probably for the rest of the season, we're going to try to get more out into the field and talk to some fans, about what's going on in these games. So post your comments on the Fan Spot. We hope you enjoy it. Please. See
I
you
would have
later.
been going to Atlantic City, but it's underwater right now.
Oh, man.
But hopefully everybody's safe, and I'm trying to get down there soon though.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Just wanted to send out my condolences to all those families that have lost anything during the storm here on the East Coast. So just wanted to let you know that everybody is thinking about you, and we hope that everybody is okay. So anyway, thanks for joining in for this segment of the Fan Spot, and we will see you next week.
Peace.